Hey, what's up, everyone? So quick little video here. First of all, apologies for my hair. I literally just whipped this up and just got in front of the camera. Had some time. So I want to talk about a few things, more so changes to the content of the channel. I've known I've done some videos like this before, but you guys sort of been part of a user research study that I've kind of been doing on my channel by myself. Nothing official or anything like that. But I wanted to gauge your guys' interest in terms of the content that I was putting out and who was most interested in what. And the results pretty much surprised me. I was not expecting this, right? And so you guys may have noticed, like, the past actually like 4 videos that I've done were all sort of different in their style. And it started off with me doing my typical gameplay discussion, where I have gameplay and then I overlay some type of discussing topic. Although in that one I think I did a vlog, but it was still discussing some type of poignant topic. And then the others were kind of just straight gameplay. There was some multiplayer Battlefield 5, some single-player footage of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and then finally I followed it up with my actual Days Gone review / impressions. These are the videos I call "Is insert game name here worth experiencing?" Right? And it was pretty interesting. I was really not expecting the Days Gone video to do as well. I'm just going on the channel right now. And to my surprise, it actually got the most views out of all that content. And that's for a game that's almost a year old at this point. I think next month the game will be a year old. And so the fact that people actually give a shit enough to actually hear my opinion on it is just, it's very humbling, but at the same time I'm very surprised. So I was not expecting that Days Gone review / impression to do well, even though it was sort of a controversial, people split down the middle on their opinions type of game. People were very divided on it. I sort of just gave my opinion on the matter after beating the game, and I happen to really like it, and you guys happen to really like that video, I guess, enjoy it. So I sort of, as I take a step back and I look at the content that's present right now, okay, on the channel, and sort of gauge what you guys are interested in, because I could have made a video and just did like, oh, what do you guys want to see, and I've done videos like that before where I've asked you guys directly. The problem is that the people who comment are the only ones who end up commenting. It's like people who don't generally comment on the channel, and people who maybe like the vids or they don't even engage in that, they just watch the content, they're not going to engage even if I make a video like this directly asking you guys, hey, what do you want to see? I'm not going to get that engagement from people. So in order to get like a real sort of world case study about, okay, if I put this video out there and I don't tell people what's going on, I don't tell people to watch it, I don't tell people what I'm looking for, I just put the video out there, that was sort of the most raw data that I could actually gather from putting out this content. And what I got was that you guys surprisingly actually care about my opinions on some games still. And when it comes to discussing topics, that's still, I've sort of been doing that all last year, so, but that's still something that you guys are somewhat interested in. And so what I'm going to do going forward here is sort of just curve everything in the general direction of the popularity of those 2 videos, and stuff like that kind of going forward. Now, this year is sort of a very dry year for games. It's kind of actually nice, to be honest with you guys. I really like that 2020 in terms of the release schedule is very bare bones. We got some good anticipated games coming out next month with Resident Evil 3, the remake, and the Final Fantasy 7 remake, which I played the demo, by the way. I absolutely loved the demo, which I was very surprised by. I liked the combat so much better than Final Fantasy 15. And then there's Last of Us Part 2, and then Cyberpunk, and the Marvel's Avengers game. That's it. That in terms of release dates that are actually set for games coming out this year. That's it, and it sort of leaves the summer completely wide open. I forgot to mention Ghost of Tsushima. That also got a release date for June. But still, like, it sort of leads like a big gap of months in between some of these game releases. And I'm sort of taking advantage of it by sort of finishing up my backlog. I'm actually really close to wrapping up my 2019 backlog. A lot of the games are short games. There's only 3 games from 2019, and that was Days Gone included, which I just beat. I think Death Stranding is the other one, and then The Surge 2. Those are the only games I'm really anticipating that I have left for my backlog that are going to take me a long time. So everything else is like, okay, I can beat it. I can beat it in like a weekend, or I can beat it in maybe a week. You know, it's not a really it's not a long time span that it would take me to actually complete those games, which is great. You know, because telling you, playing these games that are 40 to 60 hours long, it's a chore at times. You know, doing a lot of that content. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I force my way through. I don't. You know, I always enjoy my games, and I always take my time and play them. But you know, it can get a bit. It can get a bit discouraging. It's like when you spent 2.5 months playing Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like you feel like you're neglecting the other games in your collection, because it's just like that's all your mind's been on, and that's how long it took you to beat the game. So, but the good news is, you know, like I said, a lot of the games coming out are shorter games, and a lot of games I have left to play are actually shorter games. So I'm actually looking forward to hopefully wrapping up my 2019 backlog, probably I would think close to, if not a few months before the next-gen consoles start releasing, which, by the way, you know, it is very much a possibility because of the coronavirus world pandemic, now it's called, that those consoles may get delayed. We may not even see next-gen until 2021, early 2021, depending on how fast we can contain this virus. E3 2020 just got canceled yesterday, and so you know we're dealing with the fallout from that. I may do a video on that. My thoughts on E3 are pretty clear. I think, you know, they haven't changed much, but I may do a video about my thoughts on E3 closing, and the type of stuff that I would like to see and what I really think needs to happen. You know, but we'll see. You know, I'm very vocal about my disapproval of how E3 has been for the last couple of years. So that might be something. You know, I want to make sure I'm not sort of reiterating upon my other previous videos and just sort of repeating myself the whole time. So yeah, coming up, guys. Here's what I can definitively say is coming up. All right, I'm gonna bring back those impressions videos. You guys have proven to me, based off of how Days Gone that video went, that game's almost a year old. I think that was a very good game to test this. Like I said, to test out your interest in for these videos. But you know, some people have asked me for my opinion on some previous games that I've played already. I know my friend, one of my friends, has asked me for my impressions on Metro Exodus, which I did complete a few months ago. And there's some other people who, you know, from Twitter, who are wondering what my opinions are on a few other games I played, you know, a few weeks or months ago. And the reality is this, you know, I can't stop and go back and re-record sessions and footage from older games. I just don't have the luxury of spending my time that way. If I do want to spend my time that way, that's going to mean that I'm neglecting progressing in the current games that I have now. So what I'm going to do going forward is I am going to give my impressions on all of these games that I start playing. And so from my 2019 backlog, you know, there is still quite a few games that I have. Like I said, they're much shorter experiences, so it actually you might see a slight increase in the amount of these videos that I start doing. But at the same time, you know, it's something that you know, I think that it's going to be really good for the channel. It's different content. It's my actual opinions and impressions, and I can sort of get something out there that apparently you guys are really interested in. And even though the games are older, you guys are still interested in my opinions in it. So it's something I'm going to bring back to the channel. I stopped doing them because I really thought no one cared, but apparently people still do, and who am I to deny you of that type of content. So I just beat Days Gone. There's a poll right now on my Twitter. Now, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, this basically determines what game I do the impressions for. Every single time I beat a game, I always put up a poll, basically with a voting of 4 different types of games that I have from my backlog, and Days Gone happened to win that poll, which is why I played it. I think next it's a close tie right now between Blair Witch and I think Man of Medan is catching up. So if you guys actually want to have a stake or an opinion, a choice in what you guys see for this type of content, you guys can go up on my Twitter and vote, and we can just go on from there. All right, whatever game that wins that poll is the game I start playing, and I basically play it through until completion, and then I put up another poll. So you guys may see the order of these impressions may come, or will come actually, sorry, depending on which game wins that poll. Now, on the other side, you know, because my backlog really is comprised of mostly console games, and that's really where I'm sort of falling behind on. On my PC, however, I'm actually caught up now currently with the most completed games. So I just beat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That was the final game from my 2019 backlog for PC games. And now we have Doom Eternal coming out in the next week or two, I believe. Now I'm going to replay through Doom 2016 because if you guys remember, I actually had a save file corrupt issue back when I played that game originally when it was new. Now, I already did an impressions of Doom, so what I think I may do to just get some cool content up, and this actually would be a good segue into another type of content coming to the channel, or I should say returning more prominently to the channel, my Reminiscing series. Now, the Reminiscing series is basically something that I do every once in a while, and it's a opportunity for me to go back and revisit older games that I may or may not have covered, all right? And so I just did one. I think the last one I did, if I scroll down here, yeah, the last one I did was for Rage, because I played Rage 2, and I sort of gave my impressions on coming back to Rage after, gosh, what was that, almost 10 years? It was a really cool video, and I did what I actually did for you guys is I created a new playlist on the channel called the Reminiscing playlist, and this has videos, just there's 7 right now, but this is basically all the videos that are on my channel that sort of cover me going back and remembering the times when I played these games originally, or, you know, older games that I may have missed and heard about but never gave it a chance and playing now. And so there's a few games that I do plan already to do that for this year. One of them is Grid 2008, because they rebooted Grid this year, and that is actually one of the games on my backlog that I plan to be playing this year. So Grid 2008, I'm going to probably do a video of it on, because I actually did play that originally. And the other one is Crackdown 1. There is also, I'm probably going to be replaying Dead or Alive 4, or replaying. I'm probably going to be playing for the first time Dead or Alive 4, because Dead or Alive 6 is something that I also have in my backlog, and it's something I have in my collection, but I don't know if a fighting game would really be something that would make a good reminiscing video. But those 2 games, Crackdown and Grid 2008, are definitely going to be a part of that series. And, you know, depending on which games get their servers turned off, you know, that's sort of what I've been doing. I did that for Warhawk and the Uncharted 2 and 3 games. They had their multiplayer servers turned off, and there's no other way to play those games besides the PS3. It's not like those games got, well, Uncharted got remastered, but they didn't include multiplayer on it, right? And so it was sort of me going back and playing those types of, you know, playing those last couple matches again before the servers got turned off. And those were really fun videos. But what I've decided to do about the style of videos I do, because I have some where I'm just sort of playing the game and talking over it, and then I have some where I'm actually giving like full, you know, commentary recorded after the thought. So what I'm going to be doing is for multiplayer games, I'm going to be doing probably an hour gameplay, maybe a little bit more, similar to like the Uncharted 2 and 3 videos where I went back and just played a few matches. I'm going to do that for all the multiplayer games that I'm reminiscing on. Now, when it comes to a single-player adventure, something like the Modern Warfare remaster that I did at the very beginning of it, and then I also did one for Rage, you know, more recently. When it comes to single-player games, I'm going to basically just record the footage and then do commentary after the fact. It's not going to be straight gameplay. Now, the reason is because I think most people would rather watch gameplay with live commentary for multiplayer content rather than single player content. And Battlefield 5, when I did that returning to Battlefield 5 video, I mean, it's Battlefield 5. No one really gives a shit about it, to be quite honest. But it did get slightly more views than the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order video, but none of them did that great. All right. But I think it's much better in terms of the style for how those videos are. Okay, if it's a single-player story, narrative-driven game, just do a nice 15 to 20-minute video, maybe sometimes less, where I'm just talking about my points and what I loved about the game or what my experience was and how it compares to now. And if it's multiplayer, play a few matches live with live commentary. I think it would be pretty fun, okay? So this is what I'm going to be sort of focusing on, and then in between all of this stuff, I'm still going to be doing the gameplay discussion videos where I'm going to be recording footage of whatever I'm playing at the time, and then just putting that up into the background and recording my thoughts on recent news or something interesting that I feel like talking about. That's still going to be there. And I don't know. Vlogs are not something I want to forget about. It's definitely an important part of my channel and something I do enjoy doing, quite honestly. The problem with vlogs is that they take much more time setting up and doing rather than something as simple as, okay, record gameplay of you just playing the game, which as simple as me just pushing record and me playing the game as normal. And then I can record commentary afterwards whenever I have time. Versus a vlog, it's like, okay, set it up, make sure the lighting's good, and but when all's said and done, at the end of the day, I basically have 2 hours to myself, maybe a little bit less, and it's during nighttime. And the thing that sucks about the vlogs is that you want to have good lighting. I've done vlogs with crappy lighting. The lighting isn't good in this video, but this isn't so important as much as just a PSA video. But yeah, it's something that I just gotta keep in mind. I don't want to forget about vlogs, but it takes a little bit more of an effort to do those, and a little bit more resources and time that I have to spend putting out those types of content. So I'm gonna still try and do them when I can. Just don't expect them to be as plentiful as the other types of content that I'll be putting out, alright? And then that's what we're going to be doing going forward, alright? So I hope you guys are excited about me returning with those impressions. I think it'll probably be good because it'll make me feel like, especially if people are interested in some of my thoughts about stuff, it'll make me feel like I'm doing stuff that's actually worthwhile. Which, to be honest, I've sort of felt like everything that I've been putting out for the past year, 2 years, has just not been worthwhile. I felt that way. Not that, I just didn't give a shit, but it's sort of like I've been feeling like I'm doing this and no one cares. And what it's proven to me, based off of the videos that I put out the past month or so, what it's proven to me is that, okay, there are people who care, they just care about certain types of stuff. And so what I want to focus on is what you guys really care about, which is those videos, the impressions videos and the gameplay discussions and reminiscing videos and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you all so much just for sticking in and for watching the videos. Really, without you guys watching the videos and engaging with them like you did, I don't think that I'd basically be going into the rest of this year blind and just be putting out general crap. And I don't want to put out crap. I want to put out, well, if I'm going to put out crap, I at least want it to be interesting to some people, and I can see that now what you guys are looking forward to. So I'm going to focus on that, and we'll really get this going, alright? So I appreciate it. So yeah, like I said, there's a poll right now on my Twitter to basically discuss what the next game I should play will be. And it looks like Blair Witch is going to win, in which case, no matter how short the game is, by the way, I will record some footage and I will do an impressions video, and we'll basically go on from there, right? So expect that very soon, and we will talk later, I guess, alright? Have a good one, everyone. I'll talk with you all later. Hope you look forward to the content. Thanks.